All right, thanks for tuning in to the Neocon Job channel. I'm Dave, and this is my little political undertaking here. Of course, if you've been following this channel since I started it, I've been talking a lot about Tulsi Gabbard because it's amazing that there's actually a presidential candidate like her on the scene right now. More on that as the days unfold. I'll be talking about her a lot. Today I want to talk about the Monroe Doctrine and John Bolton, who is just an absolute nightmare for Trump to have as a national security advisor. This guy has invoked the Monroe Doctrine. Now, I had to go a little deep digging and sort of refreshing my memory what it is. Basically, if your country is in the Western Hemisphere, the United States is going to try to control you. That's, to sum up, the Monroe Doctrine. Now, they say, we want countries in the Western Hemisphere to be democratic. In other words, if your election, or if you're fighting amongst one another, like literally fighting, we're going to go in and stop it because we're the United States and we've got nothing else to do. Our country is perfect. We have so much unity here at home and so much prosperity that we don't need to worry about us. We can just worry about Venezuela. Venezuela is a country in turmoil. Maduro was the elected guy, and this other guy, Guido, whatever his name is the guy that we want to install in there. Russia has sided with Maduro since he was the elected president, prime minister, whatever they call him over there. And so, in essence here, you wanted a proxy war with Russia, you kind of got one. Their guy, Sergey Lavrov? He's kind of like the Secretary of State for Russia, basically. And he's the guy who talks to Mike Pompeo. Again, my head explodes when I have to say... these aren't names I expected to be in Donald Trump's administration. It's like if... I'm waiting for Trump to appoint George W. Bush to something. I'm waiting for it, Or Jeb. Maybe he's going to appoint Jeb Bush to something, and Jeb can start a war in a country. Maybe Trump, as a nice gift for all the insults he threw at Jeb, maybe he'll give him a country to go invade. This is just an absolute debauchery, okay? I don't know what word to use. But, the Washington Post, all of these media outlets that are really kind of neocon. The conservatives hate places like the Washington Post, but in quite, to be honest, they are, I'm not saying they're fair, I'm just saying they're stupid against everybody. They're not just stupid against conservatives, they're stupid against people that have a opposing view to that. If you don't go down this middle neocon lane of wanting to, assert American influence and power all around the world, then, they're going to come at you, whether you're over on the left or the right. Tulsi Gabbard, I've been talking a lot about her. We're going to give her a lot of airtime in the days to come. I want her to be in the debates. She is going to absolutely wipe the floor with everybody in the debate. Now, people obviously are leaning on Bernie Sanders as the main guy because he has this track record of running and getting to the point where he should have won and so forth. I'm not a big Bernie fan. I will say this, though. Bernie should have been the nominee last time around. He just should have been. He was on a roll, and then they just sabotaged him. And rather than talk about a Russian conspiracy, the media should have focused on what happened to Bernie Sanders. But their candidate was Hillary Clinton. Hillary was, they were having a coronation, and that's one of the reasons I was happy Trump won, because Trump interrupted the coronation. Trump got in the way, and she was such a bad candidate. I could go on and on about all the reasons why she lost. You have to campaign. You have to be healthy. That's another issue. And, I think she told the New York Times or somebody a few hours ago that she wasn't running in 2020. Yay, one less neo-lib. Now you have to deal with all the other ones. Kamala Harris, she's a neo-lib. if she gets anywhere near the nomination, she's going to be talking about regime change wars until the cows come home and then get milked and all that. So it's not a good situation. But imagine telling a country, hey, you know, we've done this before. We've got the Monroe Doctrine on our side. So we're going to just implement the Monroe Doctrine, and if you don't comply, we're coming in, and we're not afraid to do it. I mean, John Bolton's bragging. He's bragging to the Washington Post that, hey, we're not afraid to use the term Monroe Doctrine. We went from non-interventionalist Donald Trump on the campaign trail to we're going to go in, and they're in the Western Hemisphere. So anyone else, there's a warning to anyone else in the Western Hemisphere. If you step out of line, you know, Monroe Doctrine coming at you. And that goes from the tip of South America right up to Canada. So, and probably, you know, peripheral islands and banana republics all over the place. You better watch out. You better not pout. You better not cry, because Donald Trump is coming to invade your country with John Bolton. It's just, I'm just beside myself, and we're spending trillions of dollars. Meanwhile, we've got veterans on the street that can't get a job or health care. Priorities, folks. And this is why this channel exists. We're going to keep going with this. We're not going to stop. I don't care who the president is. I don't care how popular the president is. I don't care what good policies he's doing on one side, because they're all going to get wiped out. If Trump saves us money somehow by, you know, making the immigration system more efficient, or fewer illegals taking money from the system, and some of it goes back to Americans who are here, guess what? It's going to get all wiped. It's not going to matter. It's because when you're talking trillions, you're talking real money, okay? And we're talking trillions. And that's why Tulsi Gabbard has smartly made this the centerpiece of her campaign, because like I keep saying, nothing is more important than this. And I may be alone. Maybe people just need birth control pills. That's what they need, and that's more important to them. I don't know. I think fighting wars, endless wars, and spending trillions of dollars of American wealth and treasure, and not only financial treasure, but human treasure as well. This is an abomination. And it's like the boy who cried wolf. One of these countries eventually is going to get mad at us, maybe, and we're not going to be ready because we're too busy, we're too spread out, we're too all over the planet, and we don't have any kind of coherent foreign policy. So that's just me. I'll talk to you soon. See you.